Hi folks. So I did a video entitled something about I'm in pretty much in balance until I leave my house in the morning or something like, oh, I am pretty much in balance until I leave my house. And yeah, I just want to add a few points on that and also just talk about a discussion that I'm having with somebody in the comment section. Uh, I was talking about preparedness, like being just realistic, about what's out there. Okay, like for example, if you wake up in the morning and you realize that it's raining outside and the wind is blowing, that you might want to take a raincoat and maybe take an extra pair of gloves if it's really cold or something like that. So which is sounds pretty obvious. If you wake up in the morning and you see the sun is shining and it's a pretty hot day, right? You want to maybe just dress a little bit lighter, okay? And you're making an observation so you can know how to appropriately um, conduct yourself or prepare yourself. Let's just say, you know what you're going into. And I feel to some degree in regards to some of the comments that some people would find that I was being negative and pessimistic, right? And about me talking about my experience of when I drive through the city here in Durban and I see all the trash and I see all the homeless and I see, the people who wear masks and the children. I see the children who wear masks and whatever. And it's just the situation that currently is. And, and so for myself, I didn't actually feel that I was coming across negative at all. I'm just stating what is. It's not about negative or positive. And I think that's kind of, but I don't know. I just, and some people felt that like I was down and sort of in the dumps and and just sort of just lying there, stuck there, and just like, well, I hope you get through it. And I mean, that's what people were saying, but I'm picking out, and sometimes you get this reaction. You're saying, hold on a minute. I was having a moment of reflection of experiencing the heaviness of the world. I know it will pass, right? I know that it's not the be all and end all, and I know that this will not subtract away from who I am and what I see about the world and my relationship to myself, to life, to the mystery, to the great beyond, to our whole transcendental experience that we're having here. I know that this is just a moment, right? That doesn't subtract from who I am and doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't bring me down. It does bring me down, but not inherently. Like it doesn't, I don't know. I don't fall into despair and depression. I have moments of it. I think we all do, you know, and that's being alive. That's being sensitive. That's being engaged, for crying out loud, right? And so on and so forth. I mean, I wanted to add one more thing about preparing, like because every day it's preparation. Every day. I mean, if we're facing the day anew, if we're facing the day with the limitations, whatever, with everything that's going on. For example, what I meant is that some days I wake up in the morning and I realize, okay, today, man, you're just going to take it slow. You're not going to push yourself. You're not going to do too much, right? You're not going to stress yourself out and do more than you can handle. You're feeling fragile. You're feeling maybe a bit weak. You're feeling a little bit under the weather. You're feeling a little bit maybe confused, irritable, unsettled. You didn't sleep well the night before, whatever it is. You're stressed about whatever, and you're going to take it slow, okay? You're not going to try and do too much. You're not going to try and push yourself, whatever it is. And to take, okay, fine, I'm feeling a bit sensitive. I don't want to maybe make that, I don't want to have that confrontational phone call with a parent or my friend or whatever it is. I'll put it off till tomorrow, because I just feel like maybe I just don't have the ability, the strength right now. Okay. And on the other days where I am feeling strong, I say, man, push it. Get do as much as you can. Be face the music as loud as it is, whatever it is, and accomplish and push and get done, and whatever it is. And I know those days, and I think it's so important for us to prepare ourselves to be like, in our day. Okay, you wake up and okay, I need more time in nature. I need more time meditating, right? Or okay, I can handle more time in the office, more time dealing with, I don't know, cleaning out the attic, whatever it is, visiting, an old my old aunt in the hospitals where it's very, very heavy setting, whatever. You find out the days that you. But I mean, for crying out loud, people, imagine you wake up in the day and you're feeling like, oh, jeez, man, I just don't have it in me. I feel tired. The world is screaming at me. There's so much drama going on, or whatever it is. Be like, and then someone comes, well, you're being negative. You say, all right, fine. I'm going to be positive and I'm going to change my attitude, but don't lie to yourself. If you're feeling the way you're feeling, you understand. Don't deceive yourself. I'm saying if you know how you're feeling, just be realistic about it. If you are feeling down, if you are feeling pessimistic, I don't know. Lift yourself up. Sometimes it's the most important parts is to be in that pessimism, if that's what you want to call it, right? Or in that despair and whatever it is. But you know that it's not, because you're not throwing a self-pity party, right? You're not, it's just an experience. You know that, the sun will shine again, and when it shines, it will shine, and then the clouds will come out and it will rain, and you know that. So it's not like, okay, sometimes maybe I've got to pick myself up. But I don't know. I just think that the soul, if it's already in motivation, if it's already, just moving forward in life, progressing in general, that you don't have to, right? You don't have to always look on the bright side, type of thing. I mean, it can help from time to time, but I think we're obsessed with it in sort of the new age and sort of sometimes the conscious and spiritual circles of things. I'll be like, I've got to pick myself up. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes when there's self-pity, in there's self-victimization, right? Whatever it is, when there's not enough confidence, then you need to push. When there's too much laziness, when there's too much like excuse making or blaming or something like that, and you're in touch with yourself, and okay, I know that I'm doing it. Okay, I got to stop this moaning, this weeping, and whatever it is, and I got to face the music, right? And we got to know ourselves, and in those times. But it's not like, well, if it is raining outside and it looks like, it's not going to end, and the wind is blowing, to be like, well, look at the flowers flowing, and you can do that, fine, but I mean, just, it's raining, put on a raincoat, take a cup, get a beanie or a scarf, prepare yourself. Don't busy looking and be like, well, what can I take from this? You can, but depending what's needing to be done. Sometimes it is, well, it's raining. Well, I'm so grateful that I'm warm inside, and I don't have to go out today. There's appreciation in that, right? But sometimes it's so, but the thing is that it's just being in touch, I suppose. And it gets tricky, and that's why it's up to each individual, depending on how they're feeling, depending on what's going on for them in that very day, in that very moment for them. I mean, for heaven's sake, it's not one size fits all. It's not one size fits all with all of this, And so we got to respect that in one another and give each other enough space, and ourselves enough space, right? To be like, you know what? It's raining, right? The roof is leaking. The plumber was supposed to come, or whatever the I don't know, the builder was supposed to be. He didn't come, right? The electricity's been off most of the morning because a tree fell, down the road and knocked out the power cables. The children haven't been fed. My husband, whatever it is, I haven't heard from him. He's on a business call. I'm worried about him, and you're like, but just, you know what I mean? It's cowardly. It's cowardly to be like, well, at least you have your health. At least you have a fridge full of full of food or whatever. It's like cowardly to actually say, you know what? Jesus, it's tough, and Jesus is tough. But you know what? It's not cowardly to say, but you know what? I'm facing the music. It's like you're in a boxing match, let's just say, and your opponent is so strong, and you're just taking the pound, and you're like, okay, no, let me just think of the opportunity of me being here and everybody watching, and like, I'm just saying, no, you're getting fists to the stomach, to the, to your face, you're getting beaten and bruised, whatever it is. It's no time to be sitting and thinking about like, oh, well, I'm so fortunate to have these gloves on my hands that can protect me, and this mouth guard, I'm saying, in my teeth, so if I won't get my teeth knocked out, no. At certain times, it's about facing the music, about facing what's going on, right? Not becoming disassociated from one's reality. All right, folks. So, definitely do appreciate the concerns for people to say, well, like, but it's just say, it's I don't know, like saying, well, I hope you feel better. It's all great, whatever it is, but it's like, you know, I hope you're really growing through this. I hope it's really teaching you something. I hope that it's making you, reflect deeply. I hope it's strengthening your faith, or it's, challenging you in maybe that you don't have enough faith, like you're seeing all the ills of the world and whatever it is, and, etc., etc. You understand? Like, and what it is, well, or maybe you actually, it's a great opportunity to have a relationship with yourself, to see how you're feeling, to see what's going on for you, whatever it is. Like, those are things to remind each other of what's going on beyond the surface of things to a certain degree. Like, that's also, I think, kind of important. Not necessarily positive, but like saying, well, I know you got the strength to get through it, or I know that you will definitely learn something, and you'll be, talking about it and teaching others or helping others with your experience. Something like that, that we can engage with each other like that, right? That we have hope and faith in each other, like, oh my man, I'm going to be so excited to hear what you experienced, or, looking back on this and whatever it is, the challenge that you went through, or something or other, the despair. How did the despair feel? How did the depression feel? I want to know, right? What did you do about it, or something like that? Like, how just depleting is it? How, those grey, rainy days, those days of mourning, and how is it? How deep does it go? Type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I just wanted to, again, speak about a topic. Somebody replied to my video. I'm not going to give the name, just for, I mean, whatever. I suppose it's a woman. She says, I've been watching your videos for not sure how long, but must be at least 3 or so years. I do keep coming back here at random times, so clearly something pulls me in. Okay, so that's kind of complimentary, isn't it? That's like, I've been watching your videos for quite some time, and I'm coming back here at random times, right? Clearly there's something pulling me in. Okay, though I keep my sub channels to a minimum, so I'm not subbed as such. Okay, I'm not sure why. If you keep coming back, what are you saying here? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to say? Though I keep my sub channels to a minimum, so I'm not subbed as such. Okay, so you're not, but why don't you just sub? I mean, if you keep coming back and there's something pulling you, right? Then surely, I mean, so, but then don't tell me that you know what I'm saying? It's not, I find it hard to understand how reality tunnels are a thing. I'm not sure what that means. Yet insist on maintaining a fairly pessimistic view of the state of the world. Okay? Oh, maybe, okay, she's saying maybe reality tunnels, and I'm not referring to reality. I don't know. That's too confusing. Yet insist on maintaining a fairly pessimistic view, fairly pessimistic. So, let's just say a pessimistic view of the world. All right. Isn't the real rebellion being engaged in this world? Okay, so she's referring to saying that firstly, I'm pessimistic and I'm not being engaged in this world. I've been burnt by trusting and connecting with some people, but mostly I find it's worth it. I find it worth it to pay it forward and take a leap of faith in people. Also, it is possible to set boundaries and scale down to relationships when you learn that you're over allowed them in your life. And this is in parentheses. I have been cutting down rather than cutting out this year. It's a discovery for me and a real useful tool. Okay, we'll just continue. Then another comment, further comment. Okay, and for example, take a listen to Rabbi Daniel Katz's Kabbalistic exploration video. Not necessarily the full 2 hours, but at least the 30 minutes to get in a sampler. Esoteric, yet deep exploration in his life haven't disrupted his ability to connect with others on a basic human level. Okay. Another comment. Daniel Craig, not Craig, whatever, also here on YouTube, also someone who I find has found a balance in his life, a method for integrating esotericism with engaging with the public, thereby pushing the other overtone window to tolerate a wide range of ideas. So when I read this, folks, I thought to myself, I really, I just felt terrible. I thought to myself, I'm a pessimistic person that's disengaged in the world. Like it triggered me. It really triggered me. I couldn't believe it, right? Because I was just unaware of what I was actually reading. And then I took a step back, my emotions sort of were challenged or whatever it was. So I took a little bit of a step back. And I started viewing this thing and sort of teasing it apart and looking at it. And I realized this person, is just, what is she saying here? What is the point of her comment? What is the intention behind this all? Okay. And so I replied, hi, thank you for your comment. I'm wondering if someone was to overhear you when you may have stubbed your toe on the couch and you yelled out, to hell with it all, that the observer would say, my goodness, you are pessimistic. I feel that is what you have done here. You watch one of my videos every so often, let's say rarely, something you say in your comment. Check in when you feel like it. You watch one video and make up your mind that I'm being pessimistic and avoiding my participation, in the world. I'm not sure how many times I've addressed that I don't feel there is at higher levels pessimism and optimism, that all is indeed for the grand experience. I'm simply saying what knocks me off my alignment and balance by my sensitivities to the world, allowing myself a deep, rich and profound relationship with people and the world. Well, it's more myself, I was actually supposed to say, with allowing myself a deep, rich and profound relationship with people in the world, and with myself, actually, I meant to say, anyway, too late. I've also spoke about, now I put in inverted commas, she says, it is possible to set boundaries and scale down relationships, commas. You see, I don't like typing. I'm not good at it. My grammar is not great. My sentence structure is not good. So she's saying to me, but it's possible to set boundaries and scale down relationships. So she's telling me, in a way, because instead of cutting everybody out of my life and cutting people out of my life, which apparently I'm doing, right? According to her, this woman who knows me so well, that I'm cutting people out of my life, right? Right, and how I should learn to downscale. I've been speaking about relationships, folks, for I don't know how long, right? And healthy relationships and boundaries, and whatever it is, and not being codependent for I don't know how long. But obviously she's just checking in, right, on one of my videos. So this is where she catches me. Also, it's possible to set boundaries, but so then I say, but perhaps you have missed those videos. You go. Shucks, I wrote this terribly. This is terrible. But perhaps you have missed those videos. I say you go, and then inverted commas, yet deep exploration. I say you go on to say, actually, yet deep explorations in his life haven't disrupted his ability to connect with others on a basic human level. So she's talking about this Daniel, what's his name? This Rabbi Daniel Katz, right? That his deep explorations hasn't disrupted his ability to connect with other people on basic. I said, please see the following video, then come back and tell me my deep exploration of life have left me with an inability to connect with others. So this is the video for some of you that watched it. I said, when you are sent someone in desperate need. I don't know if some of you watched it, that heartbreaking video of that homeless woman, right, who came to me absolutely starving and dehydrated, carrying a heavy bag on her head, right, absolutely lost, had about a 2.5-hour walk back to her place, okay, which I didn't know of at the time, and just asking me to drop her a block down the road, and all the efforts that I went into doing, and what I did for this woman, and carried on for weeks and weeks later, which I can tell you now turned out to be disastrous. I supplied her with clothes enough for her to start a small business, okay. I bought not secondhand but clothes, and gave her shoes and whatever it is to start her own small business. She spent all the money, and then 1 week later she phones me saying she spent all the money, she needs more money. I mean, she sold all the goods, she spent all the money, and now she's got no money, and she wants 1,000 rand. And I said to her, I don't have the money. She said to me, please, she was crying and begging me, whatever, phoning me non-stop. I said to her, look, I'm also not having an easy time. I've helped you already more than I can. I've gone out of my way to help you. You're supposed to have started your own business. Come back to me with a little bit of the interest that you made, the profit that you've made, so we can buy more stock for you. We discussed this. But now a few days later, all of a sudden the stock is missing and you don't have any of the money. Now you're asking me for more money. Then she was phoning me from friends' phones, to try and get me to answer whatever it was, and it was just a disgrace. Anyway, so it didn't work out, okay? Do you think I've given up my hope in humanity or in connecting with people? I've been disconnected from people? I don't think so. I can tell you other stories just recently for myself. So I say to this woman, I get emotional, I get carried away because I don't want this in my life. I say, I don't ask much from my viewers, but what I don't appreciate is someone who does not know me, does not have a clue of the people that I have and heal with in my daily life, the efforts I make with my channel to become a beacon of light, insight, and support, and share my radiant heart and the broken pieces of it. You come and tell me to watch some other folks on YouTube to see what I'm doing wrong and how I can be more like them. I put this in capitals. I think it's fair to say it's best that we part ways. As I mentioned in my last video on my channel, I'm looking to build a community of sorts, a tribe, if you will, based on love, support, and intimacy, not some random fly-by-nighters who feel it's their place to tell me how disconnected I am from the world. I was passionate, folks. And I don't care, and I don't feel bad about it, and I will not back down, and I'll see what she has to say about it as well. Because I'm sure from her point of view, she was just like, well, we'll see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But this pisses me off, folks. This pisses me off when people just don't have the sensitivity, right? They jump to conclusions, and also they gaslight. Like, well, there's something that keeps me coming back to you, but I'm not subbed. This is mind games going on here, folks. And what is this doing to me? If I didn't have a strong enough, self-resolve, or, just sort of confidence or self-centeredness or alignment or know my own truth, then she would have just taken me off and said, oh, shit, I'm being so negative, I'm being so negative. And you know what, folks, I remember in the comments section of this video, I want to just go to this video as well, because I remembered in the comments section, right, whereby, I'm just clicking on it here, not in the comments section, in the description of the video. Oh, sorry. Let me just have a look. In the description of the video, I commented, because I feel insecure about sharing these moments, sharing these like heavy, but you know what, I put on such a beautiful picture. Look at that picture, folks. The picture for that video. I mean, I said videos like these, I can feel at times hesitant to upload, as it's just a moment of when things get a bit much, and I might not be feeling very strong. I suppose we are conditioned only to share. You see, I'm saying it over, share the upbeat, high energy moments. Exactly. We're so insecure about sharing our sort of broken hearts, pieces of our broken hearts. Like, heaven forbid you share them. Heaven forbid you talk to people about what a disgraceful world we live in, and how satanistic and dark it is at times, and whatever it is, and how they're sheeple. Like, heaven forbid you talk about how you feel about the Matrix world. How dare you? Don't you know it's beautiful? Don't you know there's beauty in it? Like, you're looking for the thorns and not for the roses, type of thing. And this is how we've been conditioned, and how we surveillance one another, and are an authority to one another. Like, put on that Colgate smile and just be so enthusiastic, just like they are in the adverts, and get along with it. I mean, isn't so I say over here, to share upbeat hormones. I mean, isn't that what social media is about? But nonetheless, we need to hold ourselves accountable in sharing our highs and our lows. After all, it's part of our soul's journey. Geez, I mean, how people, folks, how is that being pessimistic? A part of the soul's journey, after all, isn't a part of the soul's journey. Oh, for goodness sake. And I go on, more so, we may not truly benefit from one another if we are only sharing one side of our story and experience. So you come and you tell me that I'm being pessimistic by sharing my reality, by gaslighting me, and telling me by being by being my point of view on society and reality for what it is, that I've become disconnected from people. And folks, I believe this. For just a moment, I believe this. And let me tell you, 4 or 5 years ago, this kind of comment would have finished me off, because I was so sensitive. It would have finished me off. I would have been like, that's it, no more video making anymore. This is what I'm doing. I'm being pessimistic. I'm sharing dark, whatever, despairing, whatever, no solutions, nothing. I'm terrible. I'm And that's it. I might have stopped making videos. If, maybe in the very early days, I would have said, geez, and this person sounds, she's watching Rabbi Daniel Katz, who's a Kabbalistic guy, and whoever this other people it is, and. Anyways, folks, as you can see, I'm passionate about this, and we just need to be aware of this. And in ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, And the thing is that hold ourselves accountable, because it's one thing, I've come across people that will deliberately just try and energy vampire you, suck your energy by telling you all their woes. They're not telling you their woes in order to heal. They're telling their woes so you can give them attention, so you can lick their wounds and give them, and tell them everything's going to be all right. And so it's to have the spotlight on them, to have empathy that's given towards them, to make people feel sorry for them, and be type of thing, and whatever it is. And sometimes it's also people that are I'm telling you all these things so you can be my savior, so you can come and save me from myself and my situation, and that's why I'm telling you. And so we've got to hold ourselves accountable and be mature about it, and if we're truly doing the work for ourselves, then, and others in your life, or certain people in your life, that that your soul, our soul brothers and sisters, our soul travelers on this journey, that we know who each other is, and if they're having a bad day, right, that they're not just, sometimes they are just looking for love, which is fine, but they're not being, sort of self-pitying. And even if they are to some degree, sometimes it's fine, but they're not sharing themselves just to feel victimized and to feel useless and to look for attention and potentially to take somebody else's energy at the same time. Do you know what I'm talking about, folks? So I did this talk again before, when that guy came up to me on the street as well, and he just starts laying on his whole story, homeless guy, whatever it is. Well, I was in an accident, whether it was true or not. He's got this bandage on his arm and whatever it is. These guys at the traffic lights here, if you go into town, I've spoken about this before, I don't want to get into it, but it's horrific. Young boys just wearing sort of just boxer shorts, no shoes, no nothing, just boxer shorts, and then they suck in their stomach, and and they look gaunt, and they walk with their arms swinging. I've got video footage of this, and see how disturbing it is. And that's somebody who's putting all their drama, all their problems on your plate, and that's emotional manipulation going on right there, right? And so we know the difference. And so for myself, I support the people on the streets that I feel have a sense of pride in themselves, and they feel a sense of sort of, humility and almost shame, which is unfortunate that they feel that they're begging on the side of the streets. Not those kind of people who I've had guys that, while you're walking, right, will walk in front of you and get down on their knees and basically stop you and almost basically lie in a fetal position and cry. I've had that, okay? Not often, but I've had that. And you walk around them and they'll get up and kind of chase you and get in front of you on their knees and sort of try and walk backwards on their knees, while they're on their knees, begging you. That's you can't help somebody like that. There's nothing that you can do to help them. And in fact, by doing that, you're just enabling them to continue their sort of performance. I don't know, it's very tricky, and it's each to their own, But tell me that I'm insensitive to others. Tell me that I'm insensitive. You don't even know me, Do me a favor, folks. Anyways, we've got to be careful of these kind of people out there. Come with the best intentions. Really, false love. I've spoken about this before, false love. All right, folks, but that is what it is, Thanks, folks. We'll chat soon. Be well.